Hello, and it's been quite a while actually since I made a video, about a year or so. That's not to say that I haven't been doing anything, but I've just not been doing anything extraordinary or interesting really. But I'm back in Snezka, and I posted a video, I think it was in February 22, where I wanted to climb Snezka, but there was just too much snow and it just wasn't possible. So I'm back to try again, and it is now the 25th of July 23, and I arrived from Bratislava today, and it was quite a journey to get here. It seems to take an incredibly long time. It took me about 6 or 7 hours to get here, and we've had the most extraordinary weather. When I left, I think yesterday in Bratislava, the temperature was around 34 degrees and very sunny, and I arrived here, the temperature was 19 degrees, and it's been raining, and tomorrow shouldn't be any better, so it's typical really, and after I leave the weather should get really good again. But I don't have a lot of time, so I can only stay here tomorrow, which is Wednesday, and then I have to head back to Bratislava on Thursday. But yes, the goal is to try and to climb Snezka and tick that one off the box. I really don't want to come back again because, as I said, it is a hell of a journey. So you can see the view from here is really quite lovely, and I'm staying in this hotel, Pension Svoboda, and I think I'm the only person staying here tonight actually. It's where I had to check in was in another hotel called Pension Devin, which is about 200 meters from here, and the lady gave me the keys and said, yes, go down to Pension Svoboda and let yourself in. And when I arrived, there was nobody here, just myself, and it's now about 7:30 in the evening and nobody's turned up, so I think I'm going to be the only person staying here tonight, which means it will be nice and quiet, and I should get a good early start tomorrow. It should stop raining around 8, so I will see how the weather looks around 7, and if the forecast still suggests that it will stop raining at 8, then I will take off and try and beat the hordes. It's fairly busy at this time of year. I was down in the village just about an hour or so ago, and there's quite a few people around, but the rain may keep the mountain fairly quiet. But I think once the rain stops, people will start heading up the hill. So I will catch up with you guys tomorrow, and we'll see how things go, and hopefully the weather will be nice. On top of the rain, there should be quite strong winds at the top of Snezka, up to 50 kilometers an hour, so we'll see how we go. So I will see you guys in the morning. Right, good morning, and we're off. It's just before 8 o'clock, and I'm just heading down into the village to get started. It's a bit chilly, it's about 10 degrees, and according to the latest forecast at the top, it should be about 5 or 6 degrees, which is okay. It's still a little bit windy, but the rain, well, it's not so bad. So let's hope we do okay. Yeah. Once I've had some breakfast in town, then we'll get going. And so here we are, and it is just as beautiful in summer as it is in winter, despite the weather. But and it is raining quite a lot. I've just spoken to a dog walker, a local guy, who's told me that that the hiking trail up ahead has been closed because of the high winds. So
I'm going to go and have a little look and see if that's correct. He wasn't sure, he just said that he'd heard that the hiking trail had been closed. It's not so windy down here, but up at the top it's supposed to be very windy indeed. So let's see. Anyway, it is lovely. Look at those mountains, they're beautiful. Okay, so I've just met a couple of German tourists coming down, and they said that it should be open, or it is open all the way. They went up to a small cottage, which name I can't remember, and they stopped there and had a drink and then turned around and came back. They didn't go all the way up to Snezka, but they seem to think that it should be possible, even though it's very windy and quite cold. So we will see. We'll see how we go. But it's encouraging if there are other people on the hill. That's kind of great, as it gives us a little bit of confidence. Right, so we'll keep going, and actually here, as you can see, we're kind of sheltered here, so the wind's dropped, which is brilliant. Okay, let's keep going. So we're kind of heading basically to the top end of the valley here, so the road curves around, stays fairly low, and then up in the clouds there is the ridge, and then when you get to the top of the ridge you turn right, and then you head up to the top there. So let's see how we go. Keep walking, keep walking. I know, if I remember correctly, look at that view, isn't it great? If I remember correctly, I actually stopped during the last video to film a little bit here, but yeah, it looks good so far. Now we kind of head up this way following this blue path, the arrow on the rock over there, and if I remember correctly it zigzags. This bit's quite steep and then it kind of like levels out, and then we head over in this direction over here. So, but it's amazing because here there's just no wind. It's extraordinary, but you can hear the wind, and obviously if you look at the clouds you can see, you know, but here we're just trapped in this lovely little sheltered area, so it's fantastic. So the next checkpoint, if you like, for me on my little plan is a water pumping station, which is interesting. So I'm gonna have a little look and see it. I think it will probably take me about 20 minutes from here to get there. So yeah, I'll if I find it, it's supposed to, apparently it's antique, it's worth seeing, so we'll have a little look if and when we get there. But one last look at the view, spectacular. Right, well here we are at the little pumping station, and it's quite nice. It looks Victorian, but who knows. But yeah, that was quite a steep climb, but coincidentally this is as far as I managed to get last year with the snow. I had to stop here at this gully and turn back, and interestingly enough this little pumping house here was completely covered in snow. It was like a ski slope going straight down here. So yeah, I was curious, I had no idea that this was hidden underneath. So it all looks good so far. We're going to head up the path here, and it swings round the shoulder here and then up onto the ridge. But if it all keeps going as it's going, it should be perfect. So let's hope once we get out of this protected area the wind doesn't pick up too much. But you can actually see some blue sky over there, so that's a positive sign. Not over there where we're going, but it might be on its way. So good stuff. I'll chat to you when we're up on the shoulder. Right, well my hopes for clear blue skies have been shattered. This ridge, as you can see, is completely covered in mist, and it doesn't really seem to be moving. So, which will be a shame if I get all the way to the top and find that I don't have a view, you know. But even so, it's been lovely. I haven't actually seen a single person since I've been up here, with the exception of the two Germans just before I started the climb properly, you know. So probably all very sensibly eating a nice hearty breakfast and planning a day at the aqua park, as opposed to doing this. But I really can't think of anything I'd rather be doing in a place I'd rather be. It's just great. And even the mist just adds atmosphere, and the wind and the trees, it's just lovely. Yeah, even that wind. So we've reached the little hut on the ridge. It would be nice if it would be open. But apparently there's a road here, so people who want to stay overnight can actually drive up. I don't know if you can hear me, it's all about wind. But there it is. No idea what it's called, but yeah, it's a great house. Looks closed, actually, that's a bloody shame. Lovely little bar and hotel, and apparently this is just inside of Poland, which is pretty cool. I'm getting all kinds of messages telling me that I'm now in Poland. Fantastic. Actually, that place was open. Got myself a Coke, and now I'm ready to head up. And you probably can't see it, but there's a sign there that says Snezka is 30 minutes this way. So I came from down here, and you can see down into the valley over there. And this is actually in Poland. I don't know where the border is though, but at some point I've crossed over the border into Poland. But I think the border runs along the ridge here. So anyway, about 30 minutes and we'll be at the top. So let's keep going. Lovely path. I feel a bit spoiled. I think the mark of how touristy this place is the fact that they've done this path so well. And you can see the little red and white border marker there. This side is Poland, the other side is the Czech Republic. But yeah, I guess it kind of does take the adventure out of it a little bit. But I guess it makes it user-friendly. But just a couple of people up ahead of me here. Hopefully we're near the top. Crikey. It's steep. And that wind is just stronger than it looks. Okay, keep going, there it is. The top of Snezka. You got a big UFO sitting on the top. Oh, that last bit was a struggle though. It's steep. And that wind, crikey. Yeah, here we are. Great stuff. Right, well here we are. The top of Snezka, highest mountain in the Czech Republic. 1,606 meters. And it's supposed to have a spectacular view But oh, a little bit of sunshine. But yeah, I guess we're not getting any of that today. That circular house over there is Poland, as is the little church, and you can see the marker post, the red concrete post with the white concrete post with the red top, and over there as well. So I'm actually in the Czech Republic. So the border crosses right down the middle, and it's to say it looks a bit like a construction site at the moment, which is a bit sad. But I guess they have to maintain the place. So yeah, I'm happy now. Got to the top of Snezka at the second attempt, which is great. And I'm sad about the view, but you can't always have everything, can you? You know, the fact is I made it, and that's what I wanted to do. And it also means that I don't have to make that dreadfully long journey all the way from Bratislava to try again. So there we go. Oh, sunshine, you know. Great. We're gonna have a break, have a Kit Kat, and then start heading back down. And just for interest's sake, it took me 2 hours and 20 minutes from my pension to here, which is not bad going really. Okay, I'll see you on my way down, and the clouds just lifted for a second to give us an idea of where we are. But yeah, that valley there, it leads down into Poland, and the valley just on the other side of the ridge here obviously leads down into the Czech Republic, which is where I started. And yeah, now it's all disappearing again. You can see why they built this nice path though, because it would be really difficult scrambling through all of this. Yeah. Oh, and everything's gone again. Back in the nest. Right, so a small change of plan. I got back to that house just there. There's Snezka behind, still in the cloud, and I realised that I'd actually made quite good time. So there's another cottage along this path, only about 30 minutes away, so I've decided to go there and have lunch. And this path heads into the Polish side, and that path there is on the Czech side and loops back down into the Czech Republic, which is brilliant. So let's go. I just wanted to show you Snezka over there in the distance. I don't know if you can see it just poking out between the clouds, and I can actually see cable cars going up and down. So, but also what fascinated me is I'm walking to this second cottage, and it should be very close, but you can see this is just a vast plateau. It just goes on for ages. Now this is all in the Polish side, and the bit that I was reading about before I came was all on the Czech side, and basically it just talks about these two mountains. I can't remember the name of this one here, but that's in the Czech Republic, and half of Snezka is. So I was just reading about those two mountains, but obviously once you get over onto the rise, then you just enter onto this vast plateau, which is all on the Polish side. It's extraordinary. Really, really beautiful. The only thing is, and you can see where I am, there's all of these picnic tables. It's a little bit overdone, and I'm not complaining, because on a day like today, when it's, you know, kind of blustery and, I don't know, rainy and windy and stuff, it helps having a nice easy path to follow and you don't mind, you know. But I think if this was a regular summer's day and loads of tourists were out, you know, this would be a little bit like Oxford Street or something, wouldn't it, you know? Still really beautiful, and I guess I'm lucky that I'm here on a day when very few people are out and about. There are quite a few, but not many. Right, the other cottage, pension, restaurant that I was heading to turned out to be a picnic table in the middle of nowhere. Still, it's quite nice, but I don't know. The symbol on the map showed, and it even had a name, you know, something dom, which I believe means something house. But so I'm heading back down the hill, and you can see, if we're lucky, perhaps you can just see the top of Snezka there. Yeah, lovely. Lovely, lovely. So back to Pets Pod Snezka for lunch. So yeah, back home. It's amazing the difference that a couple of hours makes. 2 hours since I first arrived up on this ridge. Look at the weather. Look at the people. I'm almost grateful that the weather was bad when I got up here. And there's Snezka up there. The path to the right is the one that I took. And there's the valley down into Pets Pod Snezka. I'm going to take a photograph of that now. Yeah, I just can't stop filming these views. They're really lovely, and especially because they look so different. You know, when we were coming up this exact same path a couple of hours ago, it was all shrouded in mist and very dark and gloomy, and now it's just so beautiful and just so lit up. It's just lovely. But this has definitely been a really good hike. I've enjoyed it. I'm glad I came back to do it again, and not only for the, you know, ticking a box to say that I've climbed the highest peak in the Czech Republic, but it is a good hike. It's definitely a good hike to do with young people or with children or people who are not so experienced in the hills, because the paths are so well made, you know. And you really would have to be very, very unfortunate to get lost on a path like this, you know. But it's good. I enjoyed it. The views are spectacular. It's very, very busy, and I imagine that on a really lovely day it's probably very, very busy indeed, you know, which might spoil it. But it's been great. I've loved it, and I'm grateful to the Czech Republic and Poland for allowing me to come and visit. Absolutely great. Look at that waterfall. I don't know if you can see that waterfall right in front over there. Brilliant. Lovely. What a lovely evening. Well, as you can see, I'm back at the hotel, and there are some guests this evening, so that's quite nice. Nice. Yeah, so a good hike all around. Tomorrow morning my bus leaves at 7:15, and I should be back in Bratislava by around 3, something like that. But yeah, if you're thinking of somewhere to go and you're in the Czech Republic and you want to do a bit of hiking, then this place can certainly be recommended. So from Pets Pod Snezka and myself, until next time.